Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, is shaking in his boots these days. Yeah, fam. According to Yahoo News, a growing number of lawmakers are calling for the 25th Amendment to be invoked to remove President Trump from office after Trump told Norway's prime minister that his position on purchasing Greenland is tied to not winning the Nobel Peace Prize, and he no longer feels obligated to think purely of peace. The remarkable exchange happened on January 18th, when the Norwegian leader, Jonas Gahr, sent a text message to Trump on behalf of himself and the Finnish president, Alexander Stubb. The European leaders sent the message in an attempt to de-escalate the increased conflict over Greenland and the latest tariff threats against the U.S.'s European allies. In less than an hour later, fam, Donald Trump responded. But first, I want you guys to see what Jonas, the Prime Minister of Norway, said. Dear Mr. President Donald Trump, dear Trump, on the contact across the Atlantic on Greenland, Gaza, Ukraine, and your tariffs announcements yesterday, you know our position on these issues, but we believe we all should work to take this down and de-escalate. So much is happening around us where we need to stand together. We are proposing a call with you later today, with both of us or separately. Give us a hint of what you prefer. Best, Alex and Eunice. Okay, that sounds pretty good, right? Sounds a little dignitary, right? Sound like some people trying to get some answers, right? Diplomacy type stuff, right? But check out what Donald Trump said in response. Dear Eunice, family, boy, look, if I didn't see it myself, I wouldn't believe it. But here's what Trump said. Dear Eunice, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Denmark cannot protect the land from Russia or China. And why do they have a right of ownership anyway? There are no written documents. It's only that a boat landed there hundreds of years ago, but we had boats landing there also. I have done more for NATO than any other person since its founding. And now NATO should do something for the United States. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Thank you, President DJT. The letter to the Prime Minister of Norway was so off the wall that we definitely have to question Donald Trump's mental acuity. There ain't no way this dude is supposed to be leading the most powerful, or one of the most powerful countries in the world. But I tell you what, fam, although Donald Trump's marbles appear to be all on one side, it's good to see somebody standing up to this dude. It's good to see other leaders starting to say, no, man, that's it. We can't go that far. The buck stops here. The buck stops here. Let me explain something to you, Donnie, if you're listening. Wouldn't that be something if Donald Trump was in the bathroom watching Willie D Live, like, this motherfucker? He's not going to let anybody know, like publicly, that he watches the channel, but he'll be like, one of them secret admirers, like, this motherfucker, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna go. eating mashed potatoes from Popeyes. But this goddamn guy, biscuits, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Diet Coke. He probably got now. He got a picture. He probably got a picture. Yeah, I can't. What is good? But wouldn't that be something? But anyway, fam. Trump, let me explain something to you, bro. Norway does not control Greenland. Denmark does. The Norwegian government does not control who gets a Nobel Peace Prize. A personal organization, a private organization in Norway does. It is a Norwegian Nobel Peace Prize committee who decides that, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's the proper name. So this whole, if y'all don't want to let me in, I'm taking my ball and going home attitude is really for little kids. And this type of person should not be running a country. This guy really is not even qualified to run a daycare. Oh no, I shouldn't have said that. That's bad. Daycare. Yeah, that would be a liability. That would be a major liability if he was running the daycare. Oh yeah, that would be horrible. That would be absolutely be horrible. Nobody would be safe. Family, what we have here is, let me put a pickup, dude, man, because this is horrible, man. And here's Eunice right here. This is Eunice and Trump right here. They're handshaking. You got to be very careful shaking the hands of Donald Trump or any U.S. president, because all of the United States enemies were once their friends. Think about what I just said, fam. Every single enemy the United States have was once her friend. I think it may be worth discussing whether the Constitution should include an age limit, considering Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the last two presidents, have had extremely questionable cognitive issues. The last two presidents, they've faced major cognitive and health concerns. So a broader conversation should be about whether age limits should be, installed to safeguard Americans, from these dudes who don't even know if they're coming or going. I mean, this is a major problem and it needs to be addressed. Trump is going to mess around and get everybody killed. At the very least, he's going to get a lot of people killed, and he's going to get a lot of people who do his dirty work locked up. They're going to throw their lives away trying to carry out his personal orders. This guy should not be in office, point blank, period. He should not be nowhere near in office. That handshake is very telling, though, fam. That's why I posted it. The handshake is very telling, because all too often, America shakes hands with these people and they turn right back around and strike and invade, shake them down. Remember, Trump said in his message to Eunice, the Prime Minister of Norway, who you see on the screen right now. Remember, he said that he wanted, that he had done a lot for NATO. And then he said, it's time that NATO does something for the United States. What I'm trying to figure out is, what did he do for NATO? What exactly did he do for NATO? In closing, I don't think that 2/3 of Congress is going to vote to invoke the 25th Amendment. That is not happening. Having said that, America is looked at as a joke by the rest of the world and is increasingly being looked at like Russia and North Korea, countries ran by madmen who deserve neither legitimacy nor respect. No more talk.